your forecast first. Sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Well, we've got a couple of showers and storms that have popped up here. As you can see on the Storm Tracker Doppler, we're going to zoom right down in onto Champaign County. You can see a nice little cell here on the south side of town, kind of southeast side there, finding those showers just to the east of Neal Street there and Highway 45. And as you can see, all of this activity just kind of has developed over the last few hours, continue to move from west to east across the area, very spotty in nature. We're going to continue to see these little showers and storms at least over the next few hours. Temperatures in the upper 70s and lower 80s. And through this evening, again, an isolated storm will be possible, but things will be clearing late. More storms on Tuesday. We'll show you those coming up. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now on WCIA 3 News.
The verdict they've been waiting for, how Ying Zhang's family reacted after the jury decided what Brent Christensen did.
Big plans are in the works for one neighborhood, how a city wants to cut crime and bring new life to that area.
And a casino was supposed to be coming to Danville, but that's about as far as planning went at the Capitol. What city leaders say about the process.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 5.
I thank the jury for the first step towards justice.
It's a day 2 years in the making for that family. Justice for their daughter. Good evening. I'm Paul Cicchini.
And I'm Jennifer Roscoe. A jury decided Brent Christensen is guilty of kidnapping and killing U of I scholar Ying Zhang and lying to the FBI about it. She was last seen June 9th, 2017, getting into his black Saturn Astra on the U of I campus. Her body has never been found. Now Christensen faces either life in prison or the death penalty. We have team coverage on tonight's verdict. WCIA 3's Aaron Eads is live in Peoria, where the trial's been taking place. Courtney Bunting also in the courtroom today. She's standing by. First, we go to Aaron. Now, this verdict, Aaron, doesn't come as a surprise.
Jennifer, on day one of the trial last week, in their opening statements, Christensen's own defense team said he did it. Today, in closing arguments, they reiterated that, telling the jury the evidence speaks for itself and the outcome should be obvious. Assistant federal defender Elizabeth Pollock said, quote, "We told you we were not going to make excuses for Brent's killing of Ying Zhang." And later on, she doubled down on that, saying, quote, "It's Brent's fault. There's no excuse or justification for what he did." Even more interesting now, when Assistant U.S. Attorney Eugene Miller made his closing argument for federal prosecutors this morning, he said he had no idea they were going to admit their client's guilt right out of the gate, but that the jury still had to sit through 8 days of testimony and evidence because the government still had the burden of proving Christensen was guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. After a fair amount of both legal teams bickering about the jury instructions this morning, they sorted things out. The jury was told what to do, and they took less than 2 hours to deliberate. Now, Christensen will either be sentenced to life in prison or the death penalty. Which one he gets, though, will be up to the same jury. They'll gather again on July 8th for what's expected to be 2 more weeks of hearings and testimony. We'll tell you more about that coming up tonight at 6. Live in Peoria, Aaron Eads, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Aaron, thank you so much for that. Now, lawyers for the U of I also made an appearance in court this morning. The defense filed a motion asking the court to make them explain why they shouldn't be held in contempt of court. It's for not handing over all the documentation related to Christensen's assessment at the University Counseling Center. They submitted all of that to the judge today. He's expected to rule on that soon. Now, hearing the guilty verdict was a victory for Zhang's family.
But of course, it doesn't bring their daughter back. WCIA 3's Courtney Bunting is also live in Peoria. She heard from Zhang's father. Now, Courtney, this verdict had to bring some sense of relief to the family.
Absolutely. Well, you know, they didn't show much emotion while the verdict was being read, but afterward you could see Zhang's father hugging people around him who came around to watch the verdict being read. Now, it was a different story outside. While Zhang's father was reading the statement that they prepared in reaction to the verdict, Zhang's mother was so overcome with emotion while he was reading that she started sobbing, and they had to take a break from reading. After that, an attorney who's been working with the family continued reading that statement. He explained how the family's happy with the verdict, but the pain they felt from losing Zhang is far from over.
As of today, we still could not imagine how we will live the rest of our lives without her. There's no language that can describe our pain and suffering. We hope and believe that this trial will eventually bring justice to Ying Ying and us.
The family requested that the prosecutors consider a death penalty in the case. When they were asked about whether life in prison for Christensen would be justice, they said they'll leave that up to the jury. And they believe whatever the outcome is for the sentencing phase, that it will bring justice. The Zhang family also said that they want people to remember Zhang as hardworking and smart, and that she was the perfect daughter any family could dream of. They also said that finding her would bring them closure. Now, some family members will be testifying once the sentencing phase begins in 2 weeks, but they wouldn't say which family members those would be. Live in Peoria, Courtney Bunting, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
All right, Courtney, thanks. Now, we have more information on the trial and the Zhang family's full statement on our website, WCIA.com. A month and a half of storage unit robberies has left the Champaign County Sheriff's Office asking for help. They've happened at storage units in St. Joseph and Ogden. The suspect or suspects are using bolt cutters to get into the units. Different things have been stolen, but mainly fishing equipment's been taken. Investigators say these types of robberies are not unheard of.
It's coming to the sense that it's basically kind of an easy target location. Multiple storage units with multiple different items. You know, you just break a bolt off and then you can get multiple items. There's no one living in these units, so it makes it easy for them.
The Sheriff's Office says it doesn't know if these robberies are connected to similar robberies in Champaign. If you have any information, call Crime Stoppers.
Leaders in Macon County are working to cut down on crime and improve the quality of life for the community. Tonight, the Decatur City Council will talk about neighborhood revitalization. WCIA 3's Jamie Mays is live in our newsroom. Jamie, this is the second meeting the City Council's had in just 2 months to talk about ways to improve the area.
Right, that's right, Jennifer. A member of the City Council tells me it's an issue they're giving way more attention. They're hoping to see improvements in the near future. The City Council is currently working on demolishing more vacant homes. Right now, they have about 180 homes set to be torn down, but they are looking to add on to those efforts, so they'll be discussing other strategies as well. A member of the City Council says they're trying to create a more vibrant community.
There are other signs of distress in our neighborhoods. Those include a decrease in property values. They include a reduction in the percent of homes that are occupied by the homeowner.
One big focus of their meeting is crime statistics in different neighborhoods. There were 3 areas that have the most criminal activity in Decatur. They are downtown, Wabash Crossing, and Milliken Heights. Now, those areas could possibly be the focus of revitalization work in the near future. City leaders will discuss whether or not starting with those high crime areas is a good start. Live in the newsroom, Jamie Mays, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Thank you so much, Jamie. Now, the meeting starts at 5:30 at Main Street Church. The community is welcome to be there.
Construction's almost done at one zoo. How soon the extended Scoville train route could open?
Plus, it's a problem for one city.
Not a lot of people come here.
What the latest plans are on a casino that could fix that.